It says I'm live. Oh, good morning. Let me hit record, you guys. There we go. Hi, good morning. Hey, happy Wednesday, everybody. It is Becky from Power Tools with Thread. You are in our Stitchuation room, and I'm getting situated still. Apologies. I've been up forever. I just answering emails. I have what I do is when you guys email me, I will flag it. And then on Sundays, I go back and answer flagged emails. Well, the last several Sundays, I have been otherwise occupied, whether I was in Houston or I was in Hawaii or I was in London, England. So yes, I can answer email from over there, but it's kind of hard. do you guys ever text or talk to text? And so if I try to answer an email, inevitably it gets it right, and then I look and it unchanges the spelling, and that's wrong. And then sometimes I have to say period or question mark or comma, and that drives my husband batty. So I have to have time alone to sit and visit and respond to you guys. So I'm up to about November 20th. So if you have emailed me and you are waiting for a response, bear with me. I'm getting there. So hi, everybody. Hello. This is a virtual quilt retreat. We gather here on weekdays from 7 to 8 a.m. Central, and we just stitch and visit or tidy or organize or purge, as the case may be. And you guys might be cutting or whatever it is. So thank you so much for joining me. I see lots of folks here in the chat. It is great to see our friends from all over the US. I see Canada. Hello. Yeah, that's great. We've got folks from everywhere. So thank you so much. And if you are catching on the replay, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend some time with me. I appreciate that very much. While you're at it, give the video a thumbs up. Okay, it is free to do and doesn't cost you a dime, and pretty painless too. I've had some of you ask, how do you jump into the chat? And that, in order to do that, you need to create an email account on Google. So you will need a Google account, and it'll give you like a Gmail address. It can be whatever. You don't even have to use that at all, but at least that will give you a log on for YouTube then. So I hope that works out for you. And once you have a Google account, you can log into YouTube because Google owns YouTube. And then you can hop into the chat. You'll see a spot there where you can just get to going. And if you are new and you want to respond to somebody, maybe they had a question in the chat, or maybe they asked you something, you can use the @ symbol, which is up above the 2 on a traditional keyboard. And you can just begin typing their name as it shows in the chat. And their name or anybody's name who starts with that letter will pop up, and you select it. And then, pardon my nose, y'all, it's South Texas. Everything is sneezy and itchy down here. It is definitely cedar season. But anyway, so if you put @ like, and then some @ somebody's name, no space, it will pop up, you select it, and then you type. And please beware, it is public. It is not private to them. But what it does is it highlights their name in their chat string on their screen, and it will attract their attention to let them know somebody is responding to them or chatting with them or whatever. So this is just wonderful. So all righty. Hey, I want to do just a little housekeeping first. Next Thursday, December 14th at noon Pacific, that is 2 o'clock Central for me, I am going to be doing a 1-hour class on Sewing Machines Plus's website. That's a mouthful. but they're running their countdown to Christmas, and we are going to be doing embroidered Christmas cards. So I will give you tips and tricks and pointers. And this isn't something you want to give your mail carrier. No, no, this is for your bestie, right? Somebody you love. And we're going to be doing this. And so if you don't have one of those ginormous, great big embroidery machines, not to worry. I'm going to be doing it on Little Miss Gypsy here, my brother NQ 3700D. She's still sporting her beautiful little gold thread, which was the stars around the card. So I did this sample last night. So that'll be fun to just jump in there. And oh yeah, the previous video on the cards. Well, thank you, Carol. Yeah, so we're going to be making holiday cards or Christmas cards, and I'm going to be doing cards from Designs by Juju. So if you want to go take a look at those, she's got 23 sets of cards, and each set has 2 cards in it. So 46 cards that you can get in her sets. So that'll be a lot of fun. That is December 14th at 2 noon Pacific. I have to remember that's 2 p.m. Central for me, 3 p.m. for my East Coast viewers. You guys figure all that out, but it is their countdown to Christmas. Also, Joanne Banco is going to be there the day before doing gift bags, fabric made out of gift bags made out of fabric. Reen Wilcoxon will be the day before that. Carly Bell will be there on Monday. So it's going to be a great little week on Sewing Machines Plus. So that's kind of cool. All right. So yesterday I went over and we just chatted about my trip to London, which was fantastic. If you weren't here, please go back and check that one out. And if you are interested and you got nothing to do, 1 p.m. Mountain. Yes, Julianne, thank you. All right, so that'll be fun. I need all of you guys to jump on that particular segment so I have the most viewers, right? That no, please watch everybody else too. Oh my goodness, Paula made 12 cards from DBJJ this week. Good for you. Yeah. You know, these are a lot of fun. And besides holiday cards, she's got birthday cards, she's got condolence cards, you know, and a stitched card is so nice for someone who has lost somebody. If you can make one, that's just, it's so nice. Welcome baby, graduation. She's got tons of different greeting cards on there, designs. So be sure to check it out and take a look. And you know, now you no longer do you have to go, I don't have a card. You can just whip one up, right? So today I told you, or like I said, yesterday we talked about the trip from London. So today I'm going to continue working on my American Pie quilt. That is these blocks right up here. This began as a block of the month from Fiberworx Fabric Studio, and is going to, I want to get it done before the first patriotic holiday. Yeah, so I am working on month 5. They're no longer doing the block of the month. The fabric is from QT Fabrics, but they have the kit. So I have linked below the video to Fiberworx Fabric Studio if you are interested in making one of these. If you are a beginner, I would encourage you to maybe try something else. Let's be honest, okay? But if you are an intermediate or quilter or better, you will appreciate the challenge for sure. But if you're a beginner, I would recommend that you maybe choose a different pattern. A Villa Rosa Designs pattern would be a great one to start with. So, and I'm not saying that to be ugly, y'all, by no means. Of course, I always want to encourage you guys to do great and get everything right. But when you are trying to get these points to match on strips like this, you'll pull your hair out if you're a newbie. Okay. I'm just being honest with you. Okay. Now, if you're one of those people that like me, how hard can that be? Go for it. Knock yourself out. But it's quite an investment on the fabric. So I don't want you to be disappointed. I have found if you've got a background in garment sewing, your life as a quilter is a lot easier. So, but today what I'm going to do, you're going to miss the live on the cards, Melody. Yes, you can catch the replay. Don't you worry. If you're not going to be there, you can catch the replay. So I'm moving you guys around because I need some space here. Yes. Oh my goodness, Guy. That's right. Tiny said, that's Margaret Tiffin. She lives up the road from me in Kerrville, Texas. She says, thumbs up, you guys. Don't forget so I'm at 68,200 subscribers on YouTube. When I hit 70,000, I'm giving away a full kit for the Quilted Witch from Lori Holt. That is a ginormous bundle of fabric and the pattern, courtesy of Lady M, the benefactor of my channel. So, yeah. Free Spirit says her first attempt at quilting, let me put this on here, was an 8-pointed star, total fail. So hated the idea of quilting for decades. See, but good for you for jumping back into it, don't get me on that rant. I'll tell you, I wish someone had told me about those things, right? When I got my first sit-down long arm quilting machine, I wish the salesperson would have said, do you doodle? And my, emphatic answer would have been, no, I can't draw a straight line. And then she would have said, this isn't the machine for you. But no, she didn't ask me that question. And off I went. I used the thing 3 times and I ended up selling it because I do not have the ability. No, I have a physical ability. My brain doesn't work like that. So, I want you guys to be successful in our hobby. And so it's important that you start out with something that does not have any bias cuts. Boom, that's it. So if you're brand new to quilting or you're an embroiderer and you're ready to jump into quilting, pick yourself a pattern that has 90-degree angles throughout, and Villa Rosa Designs patterns. Those are those little 4x6 cards. Those are the perfect way to start and find success right away. So, all right. Oh, wow. Tammy purchased the Quilted Witch a few weeks ago and can't wait to start. You guys need to get me to 70,000 so I can give it away before next Halloween, right? So share me with your friends. Share the channel with your guilds and your neighbors. And it's a pleasure to visit with you guys every morning. All right. So what I'm doing today, let me show you the block I'm making. We'll get this here. This is the block. Okay. So we're half blue and half red on these. All right. And so I've got to put together, where is it? Right. These top 2 red and white rows. Those 2 are going to go together. And they need to look like, let me get the blue ones out. Okay, so I made one yesterday. See how this needs to look? Okay, that's what we're after, is making sure. Oh man, did I miss that? No, it's good. Okay. Making sure we don't want to tip our points. See how that, you can see the tip of that? It's there. We want to make sure everything matches. Everything is straight on the point. Okay. That's what we're after. Just like that. This is what we're after. So I'm going to show you a way, not the way. It is my way of how to get this on the first shot. All right. So, oh, Frida, that is a sweet thought. She says, it's amazing how coffee tastes better with the Stitchuation room and Becky. Aren't you sweet? Yeah, it is a doozy of a block, Melody. Yes, it certainly is. This is a doozy of a block. And so let me show you how I did this and how to get it correct. All right, so once again, the key to success is your 1/4 inch seam. So I didn't press this one open. It's still a 1/4 inch seam. I didn't press it open. I could, I might, I probably will go back and press this one open. But when I'm nesting, it just depends on how the fabric wants to go. All right. So what I do, I want to show you here, you kind of got to study these to figure out. My glasses are so dirty, I can't see a thing. It's a wonder I stumbled in here. All right. Y'all, there's a virtual kitchen and there are lots of goodies in there already I've seen. Please wander over, get whatever you like. We share. There's coffee, juice, donuts, pastries, all kinds of stuff. Grab yourself something and visit and wander back and enjoy yourself. So, okay. There's no calories or fat in them either, which is fabulous. So this is a really good time to be here. All right. I've got my featherweight shop cup going. I'm about half full on this one, and I've got a refill here in my Dutch Brothers. So, yeah, I'm about ready to go for that. Jasmine says she's thankful for the virtual kitchen. Yes, we're all so generous, aren't we? I like Fridays when Scotty Dog brings minky bread. Minky bread. Got minky on my brain. Monkey bread. Okay, so in order to do this, you need to get yourself, and y'all, if you're an experienced quilter and you have additional tips, chime in the chat or make a comment below. If I forget something or you know another method and you want to share it, please do. That's what virtual quilt retreats are all about. It's about sharing. So I like to use, I have a 1/4 inch ruler. This is made by pmquilting.com. It's not an affiliate link, you guys. I just like this because it has a hole in it right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a hole in it that you can put your needle down and then it gives you a straight, you just need a 1/4 inch. It doesn't matter if I used the marking on this end of the ruler, or maybe you have one of these. It does not matter, but you need to get a definitive 1/4 inch on a ruler because you're going to draw your sew lines. Okay. We're going to draw the lines where we need to hit, because it doesn't matter which side of the fabric strips, the block strips that I have up, you're sewing blind during part of it one way or the other. So we're going to make sure that we're not sewing blind. All right. Oh, here they are. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move you guys in here so you can see what I'm doing. All right. And I pin. Okay. I need to get out a Christmas mug doolally, don't I? Let me get my little rag out of the way there. Okay. This is a friction fine liner. This is a heat away marker. I like the fine liners because it's more precise. That shows me where I need to stitch. Okay. And what I'm going to do is set these up so that they look like they're supposed to, just like this. So I'm going to be sewing, so you can see what I mean by sewing blind. So on this one right here, I don't have a matching point, right? So this here, I know I'm going to match this apex of this geese unit right there and a 1/4 inch in here. But I don't want to guess where the 1/4 inch is. We're going to zoom in a little more so you can see. I'm just going to go really in depth on my marking. Okay, let me turn this, get this up. Kind of like that. Okay, I hope that helps. Let me get this over here. Does this help? Yeah, look at that. That's a little better. Love that slim line. All right. But like this one here, I need to hit this point right here. And this doesn't have a coordinating point to match. And if I put it over like that and I just sew, I can kind of see it, but I'm going to be guessing. Okay. And I don't want to guess. That's not what I want to do. So, right. Okay. So this is where I'm going to be sewing right here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this just like this, where I can see a little bit of this and I can see all of the back of this. So I'm going to mark my 1/4 inch, kind of in the ballpark, but I'm just going to mark a 1/4 inch right here. And I'm going to mark every 1/4 inch that I need to hit. I can see right here where the stitching goes. I don't have to mark that one, but I will because I'm in the neighborhood. But I'm marking my 1/4 inch from the edge of this top fabric. Okay. The idea is to give yourself a landing strip. You want to aim for it and hit it. Okay. And then out here, I've got another one about right there. Now I'm going to come back here and I can see right here where this red fabric and the gingham meet. So that is my point for pinning. Now on this one right here, between the gingham and the solid red, I don't know exactly where that 1/4 inch is. So I'm going to mark that. Okay. I'm going to mark my 1/4 inch on this one. I'm going to mark the 1/4 inch on all of these. Wherever there's going to be a join, which is right there, I just don't want to sew blind. And in theory, this works. Okay, and right there. Okay, so now I know where I need to pin. So I always start in the middle when I pin. I don't know why, I just do. I find it easier. So I'm going to pin. I'm going to go right in straight through on my 1/4 inch line in the middle. And I'm going to go straight in here on this. Let's get in here. Okay. I'm going to go straight in here. I know that's where these two need to meet. I'm going to push it in and go in there. Now, I'm going to line these up. I'm going to line up the top edges. I want that pin horizontal. I don't want it to the side like that. I don't want it up and down like that. I want it horizontal. I'm going to hold that pin, align these edges, hold it horizontal. Now I'm going to take another pin and I'm going to go in diagonally. In from one side of the seam allowance and out through the other. The reason I go diagonally from my right, upper right, down to lower left is so that I can get the needle. Now I can pull this pin. I can get the needle one stitch over that center point where the anchor was. I can get the needle one stitch over it. And now I know that they are stitched together and then I can pull this pin. Okay, that's how I do it. So now I'm going to go in through here. I'm going to go in right through the back. And you want to take a peek and make sure you actually hit what you're looking for. Okay, I'm a little over. So that didn't work. And so I need to fix it and make sure. I don't want to be in the red fabric. I want to be at the very, very tippy top of the white fabric. And I want to go in, let me put this, and I want to go in now. I can see exactly where to put the pin in the 1/4 inch. And I'm going to go right next to it, right beside it, where those two fabrics meet on that 1/4 inch. Okay. Hold the pin horizontal, level up the edges. All right. I'm going to go in one side of the seam allowance diagonally and out the other. There we go. Now on this one, I'm going to go right in next where those two fabrics meet. See where the pin is? Right where they meet. Not in one more than the other. And now I'm going to go right where these fabrics meet on that 1/4 inch line. You can wing it if you want. I find when I wing it, I have to grab a seam ripper, and Jack and I become really good friends, and then I get fussy for the day. All right. Now here we go. Now on this one, what I'll do is when I get to the end, I'll go ahead and line up those ends right there. Get them even and lined up. Okay. And then I'm going to go in right here, and I'll just completely stab it through and then open up the fabrics and take a peek and make sure. Oh, I'm a little low on that. I want to be right there. And it can be just a matter of a couple of threads, but those couple of threads will tip your point if you're not where you should be. And then I'm going to in one side of the seam allowance and out the other on the diagonal and pull it. All right. Now I'm going to finish up this other side. So I hope that makes sense. That's how I do all of them. So we did geese, we did diagonal seams, we did a blind seam with nothing to mark whatsoever. They don't teach you this in quilt class. I just have learned this method because I have ripped out so much and been so frustrated. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be frustrated anymore. I'm just going to do it the way it works for me. And that's it. Okay. And once again, when I get to the top, I'm going to pin these together so that they're even and level. Uh-oh. Now look at this. I want to show you guys something. I got a little bubble. See the bubble? We got some droopy. Got a saggy diaper. Okay. That's okay. This is going to be on the bottom. You want bigger on bottom, and the feed dogs will pull this in. But when you have something like this, you need to kind of, if you've got garment sewing skills, you want to think about easing it like this. You know, like when you're doing a sleeve, putting an arm's eye putting a sleeve in an arm's eye, do it like this so that you find center. All right. So now I know that's pretty close to center on the bottom piece. I'm going to go in there. That's real close to center. So the easing in with the feed dogs will be equal on both sides. And that's not good enough. It's right there. Okay. There we go. That's how you do that. Hold that pin flat and horizontal in one side of the seam allowance and out the other. Pull the pin. And now the moment of truth. Let's see how we did. All right. I've got this is the Brother PQ 1500. This is a straight stitch machine and I love her. Oh, that didn't sound good, did it? All right, y'all. Moment of truth. Let's see how we did. Well, I like it. This one right here, I go deeper than to have to rip it out, right? Right? Look at that. That worked. All right, let me do this. I'm going to do it from this side because I can see this side. And ease it back out. Cross over the stitch line to lock it. And it's perfect right there. That turned out perfect. Okay. That's it. How about that? Nailed it. I love it. That turned out good. Yeah. Now, when you're pressing blocks like this that have a gazillion bias cuts, I recommend using some way on your ironing board to make sure that you press it straight. If you know, I'll use a quilter's cut and press or something like that to make sure that I don't quilt it up with a curve or up like this. Yeah, that's kind of how I do that. So, success. Yay. That works for me, you guys. I'm totally fine with that. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Deb says she finds my pinning method for matching intersections. You struggle a bit because you're left-handed and pinning from left to right. Well, good. And it's better. Yeah. My mother was a lefty, is a lefty. She's still with us. God willing. Yeah. I actually iron backwards because I learned standing next to the sewing machine or next to the ironing board, and she was a lefty. So I iron backwards, and I pinned backwards for years and years. So backwards for me, not backwards for you, backwards for me. So, well, Kathy, I'm glad you like the visual explanation. It just, it just seems so much easier when you can absolutely know where you're going to be stitching. So I just don't like to stitch blind. I've got some other pieces I need to sew, which I can do. So when I got finished with you guys yesterday, I set my timer for 20 minutes and kept on stitching. So I'm going to do that now, if you guys don't mind. I need to get some more done. Are those squares called something? Are you talking to me, Cindy? Could you buy just one square to try? I'm not sure what if I understand. Okay. All right. I'm just checking right here. You guys seem like everything is, thank you, Kim. She said it looks great. Everything is under control here. So, all righty. Yeah, happy birthday to all our December birthdays. That's great. It was my roomie Candace's birthday in England, and I bought her, she was eyeballing an apple pincushion at Liberty of London, so I bought one for her birthday. So I was real quick to grab it and get it, and then before she could throw it in her bag, I said, "Here, happy birthday." So, okay. On Garden Girl, did I sew the face and the hat together with a 1/4-inch seam before I cut with a SCANNCUT, sewing the stem over? Okay. So on Garden Girl, which is a Lori Holt quilt, if you're unfamiliar, yes, on the hand, okay, on the leg with the shoe, and on the face with the hat, sew the fabrics together, okay, and then I press the seam open, then put heat and bond light on the back of that and kind of seal the whole thing together, and then cut out the piece. Yes, that is the way to do that. It works great. So, Brenda, you're a Christmas Eve baby. Oh, my granddaughter's a Christmas baby. Yeah. So you guys got birthdays like crazy. My goodness. All right. Lots of celebrations this month. Isn't that great? So I'm going to go ahead and get stitching on this too, because it's not going to get done with me sitting here yakking with you guys. So we can visit. Isn't the block called a carpenter's square? Couldn't I go? I don't know, Marge. You know, the quilt blocks have so many different names. I've got like a perpetual calendar with all these different blocks, and I've seen them called all kinds of different things. I think the best thing to do is just Google different quilt blocks or Google quilt blocks and see what comes up and see what they're called. I don't know. So anyway, so now I've got that done. I need to get this other part, these guys, right? Yeah. This step 3, these guys right here. So I just got these done yesterday. Now these guys here are finished. I can hear Harley outside. Yep. These guys down here are finished. So now I've got to get these right here done. Then I'll be ready to put the whole block together. So that will be nice. Oh my goodness. So Frida has an anniversary, Christmas, and birthday all in a 2-week period. My friend, see, that wasn't good planning. I scheduled my anniversary in July. Since birthday's in November, Christmas, December, I get a mid-year celebration. Plus, I always have fireworks on my anniversary. That's cool. Yeah. Planning. Yeah, you guys are funny. Yeah. Okay. So I need to get these together. Let's see. Oh, the dogs are in the house. If you hear any barking, y'all, Frito, she was in the truck when Keith came to pick me up at the airport Monday. I got home on Monday. And I opened that door to throw my backpack in the back seat. And her little head poked through the seats, you know, in the truck. And she looked at me and she was just like, ah, it's you. And she hopped over and she came over and gave me kisses. And she was so happy. She was just like, you know how they do. So happy. What a wonderful, wonderful greeting. Dogs are great. Okay. For you newbies, we use the black light on white fabrics. And that is so we can see the front. We can see the front of white on whites versus, let's see here, the back. Okay, that is the black light trick. Thank you, Kay. So this is in my Amazon store, and it's just handy to have, really inexpensive. It's like $4, $4 or $5. And this is great. So, and I did go over all of my other blocks yesterday, and I found 3 blocks, 3 individual pieces in all of my blocks that the white on white is backwards, that I did not have this light before I started. And I can change, I can fix 2 of them, but one of them is dead center right in the middle of the block with star points all around it. That isn't happening. I'm not fixing that. You really can't tell, but because you really can't tell with the naked eye. So hopefully, I know it's not going to be judged, so I'm not real worried about it, right? All right. How is Keith lately and the babies? Oh, Jeannie, Keith is great. He had a little bit of a head cold before I left for England, and he's still kind of got it in his chest a little bit, and I do too. I have been taking that orange flavored Alka-Seltzer Plus Cold. That's fantastic stuff. I slept like a rock last night. It was so good. I was on the Mucinex while I was overseas, but it's a little too much. It got me too dry. So I could applique a correct fabric on top of it. Oh, I don't think So no, I won't be doing that. Oh, Janie prayers. Okay. Oh, bless her heart. Her daughter's having surgery today. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to make sure that all of these are upside down so I can draw on them. I don't really have to, but I do want them upside down to start so that I get them correct. But yeah, yesterday I set my watch for 20 minutes and just kept working on this. And it is amazing, you guys. Just, you know, set something 20 minutes. And by the end of our work week, by the end of our Stitchuation room, you have sewn 100 minutes, which is nearly 2 hours on a project you've gotten done in a week. Okay. So that is... yeah, that's right. Charlotte says it doesn't matter which way that it is, it'll still keep somebody warm, and that's correct. Yeah, I dare you to find it. Y'all wouldn't have found it if I told you. I hadn't have told you. Yeah. Okay. Lots of activity today, you guys. All right, so let's see here. Those are all upside down. That's what I need. I'm gonna put my pattern right there. Oh, I've got to get these straight. Big dots and gingham. Make sure that they look right. I have to make 2 of each. That's quite a bit, right? But sewing with you guys really helps me along. I hurt my hand yesterday. I wonder if I slipped on it wrong. Yes. Oh, you guys are so nice. Let's see here. I don't have my little iron going today. I probably, do I need to? I do not. These pieces don't cross. Okay. Yeah. I can do all of this just with finger pressing, and then I'll iron them all at the end. I try to do as much as possible of one process completely before I move to another process. And that just is the way I think. I just kind of think in a linear thought line like that. Do all of this, then all of that, then all of that, then all of that, and then get it all together in the end and get it done. That's just kind of how I think. So the first one I have is these 2 blue gingham ones. And they need, I need to put this over here. And I'm making this block right here with the big blue dot in this corner and a white in that corner. So I have a strip of diagonal seam tape from Cluck Cluck Sew. You guys just want to watch me sew. That's what I'm going to be doing here. We're just going to get up close and watch me sew. Yep. Okay. And what I do, let's see. It needs to look like this, and the line is going like that. So I'm going to put this here. All right. It's pretty good. And the line needs to go like this. So I will put this here. I put my needle just to the right of the point. And I put the point just to the left of the red line. Just to the left of the red line on the diagonal seam tape. So my point is just to the left of the needle. All right, that'll work. And one more. And that mimics the drawing the line just off center. And it does a pretty good job of it. And the next one is blue with white in both corners. And this time the white is going from here to here. I don't like to start on a tip. I prefer to start in the middle. It needs to look like this. right? Yes. All right. And let's see. See, I told you, this isn't for the faint of heart. If you get the angle of the dangle wrong, you need to double check. I double check every one of these before I cut. Every one of them. Because once you cut, it's over. Now you got to go cut a whole new piece. And then the red is a white square. Man, that looks short, doesn't it? I don't know why. There. What are you guys talking about? I don't want to miss anything. Let's see. Of course, Vicki, you can sew on the left side of the diagonal seam tape. Why not? Make it work, right? Why not? Whatever works best. Is that correct? Yes. You do what works for you. Let's see here. I just like to sew from the middle out as opposed from a tip. So, is that right? Yes. I do that every single square. Double check, is that right? Okay, and then my red gingham dots, my red dots, the dots with, and then this one. And what also you can do, because these are so confusing, I can show, what I can do is say, okay, this is the point that'll be cut off. So that makes it easier. And then I know what side, that way it's just easier to look like that. But this goes on this end right here. And this is the point that's going to be cut off. Because when you're going from side to side, it's kind of confusing. It's very confusing. All right. Now, since these are sewn on a diagonal, I don't like to clip them on the thing, on the machine, because they will stretch. And in quilting, stretching is bad. It's always bad. Stretching and waves, no good. You don't want any one of those. All right. And now, so I checked when I was sewing them. And now I want to check them before I cut them. So this one, and again, this is that how I do flying geese, square and a square, these rectangles. So you want it to be the same on the back. Okay, this is the base shape. You want to maintain the integrity of the base shape. So because I sewed just off center of diagonal, just off center, I have enough room. The part that's going to be cut off, I sewed on that side of it. So now I have enough room for this to fold over and to meet that point. And it's exact. And then I'm going to crease it with my thumbnail, just like this. I'm not going to cut it. See, that turned out perfect. That's exactly what I want. And it maintained the integrity of the base shape. It's just two separate fabrics. So that's how I do that. So I'm looking at my pattern, and now the next one is going to be white, and I'm going to cut off that corner up there. That's how I do that. That's how I do that without having to draw the line. Okay. So now I'm going to go through and fold all of these over. And that's exact. That's what I'm after. This one, yeah, goes up here. So Maureen's making stitchy stars table mat. Yeah. You'll love that. I just love that stitchy stars pattern. I love it so much. I'm going to go ahead and make the one for December, but I'm not going to start it until in the spring. I don't want to be rushed. Blue dots as white this way. Yes. No red threads allowed in the white. Okay. Don't you find sewing so peaceful? It brings peace to me, you guys. My brain just kind of opens up. I just get such clarity. It's a good time to be thoughtful, pray. It's just good for your soul. So good. That's just so nice. Didn't that turn out good? Very happy with that. Okay. So now I'm ready to sew on the other squares. And these are pretty easy because you're following the diagonal of the first one. So it's pretty easy to see. Just make sure you do the same diagonal. Let's see, blue dot gets a white. That's 2 whites on that blue dot. You guys are just chattering and chattering. I'm going to sew this one this direction. I know you're talking amongst yourselves. If you're watching the replay and I'm quiet, I apologize. But I hope you probably don't need to listen to me chattering on anyway, because you're cutting or doing something that needs concentration, right? This gingham needs a white. Whoop, that doesn't look like that wants to fit. You know, these are supposed to be 2.5-inch squares. I don't know why they look like sometimes they don't work, but they work. Sometimes I'll sew these and I'll be like, oh, that's totally wrong. That did not work. Right off the bat, I know. Let's see here. And the red gingham has 2 whites. I don't know why these are looking like they don't fit. It drives me crazy. They look like they're short. Look at all this I'm getting accomplished, you guys. I'm so impressed. That's nice. Yesterday seemed like I didn't get anything done, so I was really glad when we finished up that I was able to take 20 minutes and stitch some more of these. Tomorrow I'll put the big blocks all together. Let's see. And then these white ones go on here. The red dots, yes, have white. I think I have a couple extra blocks I didn't need. Either that or I sewed them wrong. That's entirely possible. Yeah. But I'll double check. Yeah, I've got a couple extras here. I just put this tip right up next to the side of the needle, so I'm just off. So off just beside it. That gives me the room I need. I'm going to spend a little bit of time over at the ironing board this morning when we get finished, so I can get these all pressed correctly and then cut after I double check them one final time. So my red dots, that's the way that is supposed to look. Yes, perfect. Okay. Look at that. That turned out great. Ta-da! That's the way that's supposed to look. Very happy with that. You guys just been chit-chatting up a storm over there today. I hope you guys can see this. I have been on the hunt for some software. It is called video summary software, and it's an AI thing that I can import a video into, and it will give me like a summary of all the chat that we talk about or that I talk about, and it'll give you timestamps on it. And that way with the words, and I put it in, then I would copy it and put it in the description box. And that way, if you're searching for something, you can find it, because it's very difficult to find things in our Stitchuation room. The downside of that is we won't, I don't want you to just read the transcript. Of course, you want to see the technique, so you'll jump in and jump around in the video and whatnot. So, oh, yeah. It's, it is just nice to slow down and sew and think. And I just find it is a fabulous way to start my days. It just makes everything for the rest of the day just go so much better. I don't feel behind. It brings me a lot of peace, and it is well worth the time. I had a lady email me and say, my husband doesn't like it when I spend so much time in the sewing room. Well, set a timer and say, hey, I'll see you in 20 minutes. Okay. Bye. That's what I would do. The downside, this got cold. Don't want to do that anymore. So, Bernie, just keep trying with that tape. She says she's tried it and it doesn't work. Just keep practicing. That's what your scrap basket is for. That's how I make my flying geese. And girl, I've been doing this for years. Okay. Years and years and years. And when I show you the baby step method where you draw the line on each side, that's I did that for years and years too, before I got this one going and being able to do it like this. So it has been, it's just a long time. Yeah. You mostly just need to be able to find what I knew I saw that one morning. That's right. That's what Jeannie is saying here. Right. So that's what I'm looking for. And I have, I'm sorry, Patty. I didn't mean to pop you on there like that. Yeah. And so you just end up looking around for something, and it is easy to be able to, if you've got the words in the description box and you can search for it. So I've got to find something like that. But in my search, I have found good, bad, and ugly. So it is not an inexpensive, thank you, Patty, you're very gracious. It's not an inexpensive venture to have good AI that does that doesn't convert your links to their own, so they snag your livelihood. So, yes, some of them do that. And so it's just something I am on the hunt for. And then for all of the Stitchuation room that we have done, once I settle on one and I find a good one, I will go back and convert those others as well. So anyway, all right, you guys, it is 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Do that now. Just go ahead and bing, and subscribe. That helps. We want to get to 70,000 so that I can give away the Quilted Witch. It is a full kit, and courtesy of Lady M. Don't forget, next Thursday, the 14th, noon Pacific, I will be doing greeting cards on sewing machines. Plus, we're going to have a free little class. So that'll be a lot of fun and just perfect timing to make some up to give away to those that you love. So, all right, you guys, this is it. I will talk to you tomorrow. You guys go sew something. Bye.